Today is November 6, 2020, and this is a video presentation, a follow-up for our meeting earlier today with Chief of Staff Ryan Lynch of the Offices of Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams. We would like to thank you for meeting with us in discussions with the Smart USB COVID cards and the screeningandtesting.com backend secured HIPAA portal. We look forward to providing you the information you requested in our upcoming meetings. Thank you. In today's presentation, we'll be discussing the patent-pending Smart COVID card by TVM.Bio and the four parts as it applies to the offices of the Brooklyn Borough, which are test, standardize, communicate, and reward. Why test? Everyone needs to know an individual's infectious level. Who is everyone? Employers, employees, grocery stores, churches, cruise ships, airports, manufacturers. Who has COVID and who does not? It can be very confusing. There are unreliable equipment and tests, unreliable medicine and vaccinations. If we look at PPE, does face masks and gloves and protective shields really work? If we look at manufacturers of molecular tests, there's 30 of them. Serological tests, there's 10 of them. How effective are they? Also, if we look at medicine, remdesivir, still in clinical trials. If we look at vaccinations, 30 to 50% protection rate, very similar to the flu. Why standardize? Standardization equals the ability to make decisions. Currently, COVID-19 test results are represented in paper format or email format and can easily be faked. Emails can be photoshopped, the name can be changed, or the results can be changed. Positive and negatives can be altered. With TVM.Bio, if we're put on the chain of custody, we'll be able to have those results and be third-party neutral, therefore giving reliable results and accurate results. Standardization of personal infectious levels. Adopt a standardized infectious chart that everyone can use and is easy to understand. TVM.Bio has created a personal infectious chart. Protection and security. Medical information should only be shared with whom the client wants it to see. Clients decide who and when, since they have the COVID-19 smart card. Two-factor authentication and HIPAA compliant. And the ability to communicate information. Everybody must be able to communicate information quickly, easily, and most importantly, safely. COVID-19 smart card has built-in NFC, near-field communication, which you might see used currently at checkout counters when people tap their phones to registers in order to transfer information. Let's take a look at its first of its kind, a personal infectious level chart by TVM.Bio. On this chart, what you can see is the information has been compiled. It is going to present the information to whoever needs this information, whether it's an employer, a business, a government official, or just another individual. What we'll see here is numbers and colors. And this will be able, with a glance, be able to tell young and old across all language barriers what someone's status is. Now, this information is being provided, but the conclusion that you get out of this will be determined by the person who is reading it. What we see here is a quick glance of behind the scenes of what the algorithm could look like when creating the personal infectious chart. For instance, test, time, underlying medical conditions, and infectious rate. The amount of tests taken. One person who takes one test might not be reliable as someone who's taken 2, 3, 4, or even 5 tests. The more tests you take, what those results are, is the more consistent it can be. Also, the time between each test. Someone might take a test every 3 days, while someone might take a test every 3 months. Those variables will play a different condition on what level you are at on the chart. Also, we look at general conditions, red zones, microclusters that are going on in Brooklyn currently. Because you're in that area, your chart might be affected by that because it's a higher infectious rate. Why communicate? Employers, businesses, and government need to know in an instant what others' infectious levels are to be able to make correct decisions depending on different situations. Not knowing will only lead to financial distress and loss of life. The Smart COVID card has built-in NFC, near-field communication, for the secure transfer of information between any mobile device with portal login access. Simply wand the Smart COVID card by any mobile device with built-in NFC, an Android, a phone, a tablet, an iOS device with NFC app, in order to access the portal, which will give you the client's infectious chart if they allow you to. Your smart COVID card has two-factor authentication portal. Your registered mobile device will be the only way to enter the portal. A temporary passcode will be delivered by SMS to the registered device for access. It is locked from the public. Only the client who has the smart COVID card will be able to access the portal. And the client controls access. Client will choose once inside the portal who, whether it's a restaurant, airport, employer, and when they can access the information about their infectious level. And it's got guaranteed identification because the client's picture is printed on the exterior of the smart COVID card for quick and easy verification purposes. Why reward? COVID testing seems like a punishment. You should be rewarded for negative test results. Rewarded by not being put on lockdown, allowed to go to school, work, or church, gather with other negative result testees, resume normal lifestyle before COVID. Getting back to normal, what does that look like? We know tests must be performed. We must perform COVID tests on a regular basis. We must then take those test results and create a standardization. Standardized test results for quick and easy ability to make important decisions is why we need a personal infectious level chart. Once we have those charts, we need to be able to communicate the data. We must be able to communicate the data quickly, easily, and safely with the permission of the testee. We also have the outside environment that might add variables. For instance, red zone, outbreaks, or weather as it gets cold. Also, we need to identify, quickly and easily identify outbreaks and take action. And finally, reward. Reward for testing by allowing negative testees to conduct a quote-unquote normal lifestyle. So here we see the smart COVID card with the test, standardized communication, and the reward. The smart COVID card brings it all together. Test. Compatible with any COVID test, whether PCR or antigen. Simply add TVM to the chain of custody. Standardize. The first and only personal infectious chart will help employers, businesses, and government officials quickly determine the COVID status of an individual. Communicate. Using the most secure technology available, NFC, quickly and easily communicate COVID tests stored on a HIPAA-approved portal. And finally, reward. Positively rewarding individuals with the ability to conduct a quote-unquote normal lifestyle events will increase testing, revive trade and commerce, and open up communities again. My name is Roger Singh. I'm the president and presenter of this presentation, and we would like to thank you from TVM.Bio.